I see new horizons are opening up, new feelings. I feel great in every moment. When I see the world around me, it makes me
Open to the new shades. Amazing Thailand.
Hello everyone, good morning, Sawadika. I'm William on behalf of Tourism Authority of Thailand, Jakarta, would like to welcome all of you to today's webinar session presenting the changing of Indonesian market after COVID-19. Before we get started, I will explain some details about today's event. There will be 2 guest speakers join us today, and we will divide into 2 sessions. Each session will split to 20 minutes for presentation, and then next 10 minutes for the Q&A. You can send a question for our speaker by type them in the Q&A box. The Q&A icon will show on the top of your screen if you watch on mobile phone and on the left side of your screen if you watch on notebook or computer. You can also vote the question that you like on the Q&A box, and then the question that received the most votes will be asked and answered by our speaker first. And on the bottom right of the screen, there's a chat box where you can chat other webinar participants and communicate with our admin teams in case you experience any difficulties during the live sessions. Little reminder that what's written in this chat box will not be shown to our speaker. Therefore, if you have any questions for the speaker, please make sure to type them in the Q&A box. At the end of the sessions, we'll appreciate your cooperation to fill in our short survey using the questionnaire icon located next to the Q&A. You can leave some feedback and also suggest the topic you want us to cover in the future sessions. Lastly, this webinar is being recorded, and if you would like to watch it again, you can use the same your own access code or visit our TAT website www.tourismthailand.org/webinar and go to the past event session. So now without further ado, please allow me to introduce our first guest speaker, Ms. Pauline Suharno. Ms. Pauline is the Director of Electour and also Secretary General of Astindo. Astindo is the Indonesian Travel Agent Association established since 1999. Astindo member consists of travel agents from all over Indonesia, from small to big agents, which is currently spread in 16 provinces. The number of Astindo members is currently close to 800 members, including the top 20 travel agents, which control nearly 70% of outbound tour and international ticket sales of Indonesia. Welcome, Ms. Pauline. How are you today?
Hello.
So, the topic will be presented by Ms. Pauline today is about the changing of Indonesian customer behavior after COVID-19. We will turn the time over to you now, Ms. Pauline.
Thank you, Yan. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Pauline. I am the section of Astindo, the Indonesian Travel Agents Association. Today, I would like to share with you regarding the changing of Indonesians' customer behavior due to COVID-19. Thank you for TAT for having me here. Next, please. Next, please. This is the traveling season for Indonesian travelers. Mostly, the Indonesian travelers will travel during the school holiday, which is falls in June and December. Then the Hari Raya, the Eid Mubarak, which should be falls this weekend, Christmas time, and also for the during the long weekend. Our government implement quite a lot of the mass leave, especially during the long weekend, in order to let the Indonesians have more holidays and especially going domestic. Length of the stay for the Indonesian travelers, 50% they will go for the short holiday, 1 to 3 days. 39% go for 4 to 7 days, and 6% 7 to 14 days. 5% more than will prefer the long holiday more than 14 days. Next, please. This is the characteristic of the Indonesian people. The needs for the Indonesian people, when they go for the holiday, we will love to taking pictures, taking go to the beautiful and signature places, take the Instagrammable spot, then go for the delicious local cuisines. Shopping, of course, it's a must. Then easy to reach. Don't bother about the history. So normally, when the tour guide explain about the history of the city of or history of a place, then we will fall asleep, or either we just don't bother and we are busy with our smartphone. Uh, then we always prefer to go to the modern city. We will consider about since the traveling time is during the holiday, mostly at the family holiday, so we will prefer the kids friendly destination. We also bother about the season. We will not prefer the very hot places. And then safety, of course, it's a must, and also budget concern. The preferences of traveling destination: sea, of course, then mountain and hill, culinary, city tourism, and religious tourism. Next, please. The trip categories in Indonesia market: leisure, incentive as a company bonus, perhaps lucky draw or outing, then business, meeting, exhibition, survey, training, then special interest, pilgrimage, student, ancestry, medical, cycling, photography, and culinary. I think this one, you can find all this in Thailand. Next. The inquiries when they want to do the travel or when they want to do traveling, we will prefer the as you see on the previous slide, you can we will prefer easy to reach destination. So the flight connectivity is quite important for us. We will prefer the direct or maximum one stop over flight. Air ticket fare is must be cheap or in a reasonable fare, because in Indonesia we have quite a lot of travel fairs, especially in the big cities. We have like more than 70 travel fairs in a year. It's conducted either by the association like us, or company, or a credit card company, also by the airlines, and also by the NTO. So during a year we actually enjoy quite a very reasonable air ticket fare. You can imagine with before the COVID-19, we can enjoy a package for Bangkok and Pattaya, 4 days, 3 nights, around 350 US dollars. It's an all-in package, of course, by the low-cost carrier. And the visa requirement recently, again before the COVID-19, a lot of countries, especially in the regional area, they ease the visa application for the Indonesian market. Then the accommodation, we prefer the modern room with the buffet breakfast, but again, before the COVID-19, buffet breakfast is a must. Located at city center, easy to look for the convenience store, shopping mall, and night market. Indonesia, you can find a lot of Indonesian, a lot of Indonesian, after the dinner, they will still go to somewhere else for supper or for shopping. Then meals, I think it's not a problem at all for Thailand. We prefer the tasty food, fried food, more meats, less steamed food, pork free, and for Muslim, of course, should be halal food, and rice is a must. Tourist attraction suitable for kids, example, theme park, zoo, or modern museum, and can accommodate large groups and not much queuing. Next, please. This is the survey conducted by the Kinsey marketing company. Which of the categories below are you now buying more of because the community quarantine? And sadly, travel and transportation is at the bottom of the list. Other industries, including the travel, transportation, entertainment, food service, as well as beauty and fashion, face major challenges and loss during this COVID-19. Next, please. How likely are you to have a big purchase on the next 30 days? 15%. Prefer neither likely, unlike to have the big purchase. So I think we are in the travel industry. We all face the same problem here. Next, please. This is another report suggested by the Associated Press regarding the different generation will respond differently during this public health crisis. Many boomers are doing little to change their habits in light of the pandemic. Only 38% of baby boomers reported that they were planning to curb their spending. Then Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z shoppers have increased their online shopping as a result of COVID-19. So this is maybe our next target. Only 8% of boomers said they were doing more of their shopping online. Next, please. I think everybody are the same. With in every country now, we are more concerned about the public health, about our own health. We are now during the COVID-19, we eat carefully, then we exercise, we do sunbathing, and of course we also have to wash our hand regularly. So this is another survey. 85% of people report washing their hands or using sanitizer more often than before, and 61% reported following social distancing guidelines. Next. The travelers also have to change their behavior now. More people now, the Indonesian travelers, same with the other people, they also prefer to go to the less crowded area, prefer outdoor and nature destination. The FIT, self-guided, self-driven tour will be more popular, and young traveler, of course, will start earlier to do traveling. They will prefer short journey, and because of the economy slowing down, the business is slowing down, the business is dropped, they got the salary cut, unpaid leave, whatever, budget concern, they will do they will more concerned about the budget. I think this is all the same with other countries as well. Next, please. The new normal will be cleanliness, safety, health. The other country also do the same, our country as well. But I think we are lucky because now Thailand already campaign with the Tourism Authority of Thailand already do the campaign regarding this cleanliness, safety, and health. And this is the most important one because the new normal, people will prefer to go to the places which is concerned about these three parts. And because the COVID-19 as well, people now is more aware about the online, about the technology, about the digital. And I saw the advertisement on the social media a few days ago regarding the shopping mall in Thailand. You will now apply the online check-in, the touchless payment. So this is the new normal that we will face also in the tourism industry. Next, please. This is the survey that we conducted in Astindo. The responders actually is our own customers. So we get the response from this age category. Next, please. The customer survey showing that when we ask them when will you travel, do you want to wait, or do you want to go travel directly after the COVID is over? 47.7% they will prefer to wait 1 to 2 months. Then 25% prefer to wait after 6 months. Another 14% prefer to go directly right after the COVID-19 over. Then 11% they will wait for another 1 year. Next, please. Do you want to travel domestic or overseas? 57.7% they will still prefer to go domestic. But this one actually is also depends on which country opened their border first to Indonesia. As you know, nowadays we also have problem while controlling the numbers of COVID-19. So this also depends on which country opened the border for Indonesia citizens. Next, please. Where to go? If you go overseas, where do you want to go? 37.3% they will prefer to go to ASEAN countries. So this is, I think, also the chance for us, for Thailand and Indonesia, to cooperate closely how to increase the number of travelers to Thailand. Next, please. What kind of accommodation that you prefer? Do you prefer the cheap accommodation as long as it follows the procedure of COVID-19, homestay, or the village, or the hotels? 54% they will still prefer to stay in the hotels. Next, please. Which one is more important and less important? As the economy is slowing down, as I mentioned before, they will prefer to go to places which cheaper compared to the compared to the last time when they can afford more for traveling. The cleanliness and sanitation is also one of important thing that they will consider, and then the popularity of the tourist attraction. Next, please. Do you prefer to travel on group or FI or individually? 90% they will prefer to travel individually or with their own family or friends. Next. This is another survey, which is more important than which is less important. Red, the highlight in red indicates the most important part, which is cleanliness become more important, and then budget also important, flights also important, airlines also important, accommodation is quite important, but unluckily travel agent become less important, tour guide also become less important. So this is also another sign for us as the tour operators, how we actually give the best service to our clients, so they will come back to us and not go individually for to a destination or to travel. Next, please. I think this is the end of my presentation. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much, Yan. I give it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Pauline, for the useful informations. So, from Miss Pauline presentations, we can understand how COVID-19 is actually shaping the behavior of Indonesian market. So, this is going to be the new normal for Indonesian. We also see that almost 50% Indonesian will want to wait for a while before they're traveling again. And almost 60% prefer to travel domestic in Indonesia first. But we can see that Southeast Asia country is still the preferred traveling destination for them. And then also they prefer to traveling in less crowded area. Nature destination and outdoor activities will become more popular also. And then this new normal market main concern before they're traveling will be about the cleanliness, safety, and also healthy. So Miss Pauline, now we will continue for the Q&A sessions.
Okay.
Just reminder, please be sure to type your question into the Q&A box in Q&A panel. So it looks like we have, okay. So Miss Pauline, the first question will be, will there be any changing for the behavior of Indonesian people when going out on holiday, especially to Thailand?
I think, as I mentioned before, all the Indonesian travelers will have their will have to change their behavior whenever they do, not only traveling but also during their normal life. The new normal will concern about the cleanliness, health, and safety, those things. But the problem with Indonesian citizens, not only travelers, Indonesian citizens, only those people who are in the middle market or high-end market understand about all this new normal. The rest who are in the low end market, they are not understanding about this. They don't care about the health, they don't care about the safety, what safety offer, but they don't really care about the health. Like you can see in Indonesia, during this large scale restriction control, they are still going outside without using the face mask. They still go outside for shopping for not necessary things. So I believe that, of course, there will be a changing, but not that much as the other countries.
Okay, I see. So next we will continue for the second question. Okay. Will there be any change in destination preference for Indonesian after COVID-19?
It's not predicted yet, but according to our experience previously, as long as there is a cheap air ticket, Indonesians definitely will go. As a cheap ticket and the direct flight is another key. So if you have like a low cost carrier fly from Indonesia to Thailand, definitely Indonesians will go there. I think I missed one slide presentation just now. Actually, there's a map showing that most cities who have the outbound departures, which the biggest outbound market from Indonesia, it's from Java, Sumatra, and then some places in Kalimantan. As long as there are flights, either direct flights from Indonesia to Thailand or from Indonesia to the other hub like Singapore, the regional hub like Singapore and Malaysia, I believe Thailand will be still one or Thailand or still will be one of the most favorite place for Indonesians to go. Cheap fare and then the direct flight. That's the key.
Okay, so it seems that the main point when they choosing the destination is still about the accessibility and
Yeah,
also about the budget, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next, for the next question will be, when would we expect Indonesian market will start to be active again?
Most studies say that Indonesia will, the COVID-19 in Indonesia will end in July. Then I think we also have to rebuild our own business. Then people will start to work again. Then the school will start to open. So I guess if it really ends in July this year, we will start again. We will rebound in the Christmas time during the Christmas holiday. Not too much, but for 100, I can't say it's 100%, but people now dreaming for holiday. People now wanted to travel. So
Yes.
as long as you as a destination, Thailand will be very good in campaign, whatever. I believe for Thailand itself, for Thailand market, I believe we can start again in the Christmas, perhaps being optimistic.
Okay. So it means that our market will be we will push our marketing and PR everything for the year end
Mm,
sale, right?
yes, and then more flights, more cheap flights.
Yeah. Okay. Back to budget again. Okay. Continue the next one. What kind of aspect that will make Indonesian people want to visit Thailand after this new normal period?
Well, again, new normal, again, about cleanliness, safety, and health. Cleanliness, of course, Thailand is better than us. And about the health, Thailand is also better than us. You have all the medic facilities. So uh, don't tell it to my tourism ministry of Indonesia, but they force us to sell domestic. But for me, if you ask where you want to go, I will prefer go, of course, overseas to Thailand rather going domestic because our own domestic market now, like destination like Bali, Belitung, or Jogja, those places, we always have problem with the toilet while we
Mhm.
don't have it in Thailand. So yeah, I believe again with the budget concern, with the access, with the good access, people will prefer to go to Thailand rather than go domestic. Shh, don't tell my tourism ministry.
Okay, keep it keep it secret. So the main concern still so for this new normal market, as I mentioned before, the main concern will be about the cleanliness first, right?
Yeah, then you have a very good campaign with your government, involving all the tourism stakeholders. Everybody talking about that. Even my tourism ministry also talking about the campaign that you made.
Yeah. Okay. Next for the another questions. How big is the wellness market segment from Indonesia to Thailand? So this is quite interesting one.
Yeah, this is very big. We keep promoting this for the last few years, I think. But again, concern with the budget, we will be quite difficult for us to promoting this during these last years.
Mm.
Yeah, because the wellness market is, of course, it's not cheap at all. Of course, there's a market, but it's not cheap at all. So it depends on how we going to promote this. We still
Yeah.
have a lot of high-end market, and they are now concerned about the beauty, about the health, and they want to go for relaxing after the stressful COVID-19 quarantine. I think we can also promote this afterwards.
Yeah, as we know, this one wellness market is quite a niche market for Indonesian,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I think with this new normal, probably we have a chance to do more promotion about this wellness, because as we know now, the main concern mostly for the cleanliness point, right?
Yeah. But I also think that maybe when you promote the wellness market, it's not only about the spa, because for the spa, whenever they compare to the other domestic destination in Indonesia, we also have the same. I mean, for the spa, we also have the same spa, so they don't really want to spend too much for the spa, for the normal spa. So whenever you want to promote the wellness, you can try to find a unique experience that they can feel only in Thailand, but not in other countries.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's a good point. That's a good input for our private sectors also. Okay, we can continue for the next one. The other questions. Okay, it seems that we already ended for the first sessions. So
Okay.
thank you, Miss Pauline, for joining us today.
Thank you,
Before we wrap
Yan.
up, do you have any things, maybe like any tips or trick for our audience to grab the Indonesian market?
No, I think I wrap up just now.
Okay. Again, thank you, Pauline. Once
Okay.
again, it was a pleasure being with you today.
Thanks, Inyan. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
So, everyone, that will be the end of the first sessions. Now we will continue to the second sessions. Please allow me to introduce our second guest speaker, Mrs. Sarah Elorza. Mrs.
Hi.
Sarah is originally from Barcelona. She worked for Booking.com for 12 years, out of which 8 in Indonesia. And then the latest position she held was a country manager. She moved to Ticket.com last year as head of international business. Ticket.com, founded in 2011, is an OTA, online travel agent company that delivers flexibility and standardizations at the same time. Ticket.com offers hotels, flight, car rental, train, work class, event or concert, and also attractions. Welcome, Mrs. Sarah. How are you?
Hi, good morning, William. Good morning, everyone. Thanks
Okay,
for having me. Happy to be here.
yeah. The topic will be presented by Mrs. Sarah is future trends of Indonesian online travel after COVID-19. Turn the time over to you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you, William. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm the head of international business at Ticket.com. Today, I would like to share with you a little bit our findings on the future trends of Indonesian online travel, compare especially before and after COVID-19. Next, please. I will navigate you through the three main aspects of a travel decision. So what we think is that all those three are very important. The first one is the planning, decide where to go, what to book, where to stay, etc. The second one will be the booking process per se. We will look at how Indonesians used to decide versus how they will decide. And last but not least, it's about the actual stay or the actual customer experience and the review of that experience. Next, please. Next, please. We will start with the planning. When Indonesian customers decide on a destination, where to go, we don't really see a big change before, during, and after the COVID. Before COVID-19, the top destinations were actually Southeast Asia destinations or APEC destinations. And the countries themselves haven't changed much after the COVID. This is the trend that we are seeing at the moment. It might be, I mean, in terms of volume, there might be some differences. This is also due to health, cleanliness, and also the current situation being their utmost concern. So, of course, countries where the lockdown has been lifted, where there are no restrictions, etc., might have come to the top. However, good news is that Thailand still remains as our top destination for Indonesian customers. And I think we will continue to see this trend right after COVID. Next, please. So in line with what I just mentioned, safety and security has become the main concern when traveling. Therefore, customers will also feel more comfortable in choosing destinations where either the pandemic has been completely erased, or the lockdown has been lifted, or whether the governments are doing any specific measures for to ensure that the travel is safe, is clean, etc. So countries as South Korea, New Zealand, Japan, Hong Kong are now starting to really showing recovery, and therefore that might have step up a little bit in the preferred destination. Next, please. As I mentioned before, Thailand was, is, and probably will be one of the preferred destinations for Indonesian customers to travel to. If we have done some research, and our customers are actually not changing the destinations within Thailand where to go. The preferred destinations usually for Indonesians are Bangkok, Phuket, and now we see also some increase for Chiang Mai. The reason being is that the reasons for Indonesians to choose Thailand is actually shopping, food, and also the beach. And because Thailand is an amazing country, and you guys offer all these preferred factors for Indonesian customers, they will remain faithful to this destination for sure. Next, please. All right, now we are going to, so once the customer has chosen the destination, now it's time to go through the booking process, where to stay, etc. In the past, pre-COVID, pricing budget was the main concern. We know that Indonesians are very price sensitive, and I think Ms. Pauline already mentioned that in the previous presentation. They are very, very concerned about pricing. So that was the main factor to consider when choosing where to stay once they have decided the destination. The second one was location, brand, and amenities. Location being close to shopping malls, close to food areas, amenities also, or brands related also to Instagrammable or social media trends, so that they can post those photos on their social media. And the last but not least were reviews and comments on social media as well. The typical Indonesian customer will definitely check reviews from other customers, experiences from other guests, how it was, etc., in order to make the decision. Once all these three factors are matched, then they will take the decision to book. Next, please. However, we now see a different trend when it comes to the booking process decision. The number one factor that has jumped in, the number one, is actually safety, trust, and cleanliness. Yeah, Indonesian customers will start traveling as long as the country is safe, and the hotel or the accommodation, whatever they want to book, also can offer some guarantees of this safety. The second one, there's also a new introduction, is actually flexibility. When I previously mentioned that price was the main concern before the COVID, the Indonesian customers wouldn't really mind if the trip, whether it's a flight, whether it's a hotel booking, was non-refundable, as long as they could get a good deal. However, now, because these are very uncertain times, they are now looking for flexibility in case anything happens. They would be able to change or even cancel the trip. Social media and reviews still remain one of the top factors to consider when choosing accommodation. Location and brands is also there. If you've noticed, we have removed amenities. Reason being is that in many cases, probably hotels will need to either close or restrict the common areas such as spas, gyms, etc. And therefore, amenities will probably not become a main aspect when choosing accommodation. And last but not least, pricing, it will still be there. Of course, if someone has a budget, they will still need to stick to the budget. However, it will not be the main reason to decide on one accommodation or another. We see now the trend that Indonesian customers would not mind to maybe spend a couple of dollars more as long as the previous factors are all met. So that would also be something to consider. Next, please. Related to all these aspects, we as an online travel agent that is very customer-centric, we are also trying to adapt to the customer's needs. And some examples of what will be the new normal, let's say, we are, for example, launching some programs such as anti-galau, meaning worry-free fare. This means that the customer can choose a flight fare, for example, but it is very flexible and they can actually cancel or modify up to 4 hours before the departure. In line also with cleanliness, safety, and security, we have also launched Ticket Clean. We ensure that all our hotel partners meet specific requirements on hygiene and cleanliness. And therefore, we kind of certify hotels to make sure that our customers, you know, find what they are looking for when it comes to cleanliness. Next, please. Yeah. Last but not least, customer experience and reviews. Next, please. Yeah. Now I think we all talk about the new normal. I think it has this word has landed on our daily lives right now. What will the new normal mean when it comes to travel? There will be for sure certain processes that will need to change, not only pre-stay, but also during the actual experience and also after the experience. If we look at pre-stay, we can see already some hotels are already doing temperature checks. The new normal will establish contactless check-ins because of the social distancing, together with digital keys and prepaid reservations. This is also to avoid, let's say, personal contact as much as possible. During the stay, meaning on-site, they will also be looking for on-site solution apps, you know, such as how to control your, I don't know, your AC in the room, your lights, the fan, etc. We are also seeing that the in-room dining will be preferred over buffet to avoid large crowds. Also, amenities on demand. Therefore, they will only search for what they are actually needing and not using the pre-existing amenities in the room. And as I mentioned before, either closing or limiting the number of users in the common areas, such as spa, gym, or pre-book the visit so that they can control how many people or how many users are there at a time. Once they have already experienced the hotel, during the post-stay process, they will also need contactless checkouts. From the hotel side, it is expected to also conduct a very rigorous disinfection and deep cleaning. We also predict that hotels will also try to, like keep the rooms empty 2-3 days between guests. Of course, this will mean that hotels may not get 100% occupancy, but again, we need to meet the customers' needs, and the number one concern at the moment is definitely cleanliness, hygiene, safety, and therefore some of these measures will need to be implemented. Next, please. Once the customer has already experienced and stayed, this is actually related because it's a full circle, right? So we mentioned that reviews are also very important for the Indonesian customers to decide where to stay, but also after the stay. So if we compare keywords that were not only searched but also mentioned when a customer would post a review, before COVID-19, and we actually took all the 2019, the main keywords were service, room cleanliness, food, location, and Wi-Fi. So these would be things that the customer would look for in reviews to decide for a hotel, but also things about which they would post after their stay. They would really focus on these factors to decide whether that experience was positive or not. However, in Q1 2020, we have already seen a difference in those keywords. Now the top words have become cleanliness, safety, hygiene. The number 4 has been canceled. This is related to the flexibility that we also mentioned before. And number 5 is virus, also because I think it's a trending topic everywhere, right? In our families, in our conversations with friends, social media, etc. It's a word that it's up to date now. So this would be to like close the circle. So the reviews after the whole stay. Next, please. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sarah, for your explanations. So
Thank you.
we can see that for the future trends of Indonesian online travel, when Indonesians decide where to go, there will be no significant change in destination preference, between before and also after the COVID. Maybe there might be some difference in volume, especially to the health and safety concerns, and Thailand is still top destinations. And then the second one, safety and security are the main concern now. So Indonesian will be more picky on the destination that they are going. So the countries are promoting their safety tourism is a must.
Yes.
And also based on your explanations, after COVID-19, there will be different trend in booking decision process. That they will start travel as long as the country is safe. They will be mind as much about the price or refund, but they will prefer more flexible tickets. Amenities is no longer a main aspect for Indonesian to travel, and then price is the last one Indonesian, the last one factor for Indonesian to travel, and now they are willing to pay more. Is it correct, Miss Sarah?
Yes, you recap it very well. Thanks.
Okay, now we will start with the Q&A sessions. I think
Sure.
we might have few questions now. Okay, the first questions will be, I think, do you think Bangkok is still one of the most visited city for Indonesia?
Yeah, definitely. Not only one of the most visited, but definitely the most visited within Thailand. And if we look at specific destinations, definitely Bangkok is one of the top 5, top 6.
Yeah,
destinations,
based on
because
your
they
journey.
offer, yeah, sorry, because actually Indonesian customers can find everything they are looking for when they travel, right? Again,
Yeah,
shopping,
yeah,
super yummy food, etc. So yeah,
shopping and then culinaries,
yes.
right? Yeah, Indonesian prefer shopping a lot. So, for the next questions will be, how about any opportunity for northern of Thailand or Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai during the trip?
Hmm. Yeah, this is a very good question. We actually also mentioned this, I think, on my second, third slide. If we look at destinations within Thailand,
Mhm.
probably Bangkok and Phuket would still be and remain the preferred destinations, but we are already seeing a trend where people are starting to explore other areas, Chiang Mai being one of them. I think also it's related to, like the safety, security. I think Chiang Mai is also a bit more natural, less crowded than Bangkok, for example, and less crowded than Phuket. They will, since safety and security is also one of their main concerns, they will also be looking for less crowded, more outdoor, bigger spaces. And we are already seeing a very positive trend with the introduction of Chiang Mai and as one of the top destinations after COVID. So definitely lots of opportunities.
Okay, because on your survey also it show up that uh, previously they have top three destination is Phuket, right? But now they change into they add up one more destination is Chiang Mai. Is it right?
Yes,
Correct.
correct, correct.
So it means that the northern parts now is become one of the highlight also for the Indonesian market to traveling to Thailand. And
Yes,
then
I think customers are also trying to explore other options. I honestly believe that it's very difficult to find a customer in Indonesia that hasn't been yet to Bangkok, right? So they have already been there, and they will still want to go to Thailand, but explore other areas.
yeah,
And Chiang Mai still offers, I mean, like food is amazing, nature, etc. So yeah, it's also one of the destinations to definitely to bear in mind
yeah.
the
Well,
future.
actually, one point that I mean, like the highlight for Chiang Mai also because we're targeting for selling the year end package, right? I think the Chiang Mai area is it's a nice area to spend for year end because it's really cool during that time. And then
Hmm,
Indonesian people prefer to travel to like a cool area, not
cooler. Hmm.
to cool area. I mean, like, well, who wants to travel to? I mean, like Indonesia is already hot, so they will prefer
Yeah,
travel to some area that not hot again, right? Okay,
true, very
so
true.
for the next questions, after COVID-19, whether Indonesian markets visiting Taiwan will be typical family or solo traveler or else.
Hmm. Um, okay, we are talking about our perspective, which is online travel agent, right? And most probably, the user of an OTA is slightly different from someone using a traditional travel agent or traveling on tours, etc. Definitely, usually in online travel agent, our top customers profile are usually either solo travelers or couples or groups that are within the generation Z millennials kind of group.
Mhm.
But more and more it is becoming again the new normal, right? And we are now so used to book online.
Mhm.
Even families are also using it. We are also seeing a trend in
Mhm.
our website. But definitely, I couldn't say solo travelers per se, but smaller groups, couples, etc. Also because the type of destination that it is. So in our case, it will be definitely more solo travelers, smaller groups, couples, but also typical families, small families, young families, like maybe with one kid, etc. That could also be, and we are also seeing a trend in customers looking for, like kids friendly, blah blah blah. So also reviews about, like what to do. And I think Thailand is also quite a safe destination to go with your kids, right? So yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then the next questions will will there be any innovations or strategies from ticket.com to attract Indonesian to go to Thailand after the new normal?
Yeah, for sure. So there are a couple of things that I already mentioned on the presentation. So we are now putting a lot of effort in creating hygiene protocols for our hotel partners and to ensure that, that it is safe for our customers. So there will be like a tagging for each hotel that complies with this kind of like protocol. So we will highlight them as well. At the same time, we are trying to make all the reservations as flexible as possible as well. So the customer have the freedom to, modify or change their trip. Yes, there are also, I mean, for example, specifically for Thailand, of course, this our Thai partners are benefiting also from this Ticket Clean initiative. But definitely, we are continuously doing campaigns for certain destinations. We were actually preparing one for Songkran. It was already there. Marketing was everything done. Unfortunately, it had to be canceled. But we also take the opportunity to highlight events and periods of time where we know that Indonesian customers like to go to Thailand, and therefore we are continuously innovating. We are continuously, coming up with new campaigns, with new ideas to highlight destinations. So this would be, in line, and this will continue, of course. More than ever, we need to revamp the travel industry again, and hopefully, definitely bring lots of customers to Thailand.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, as you mentioned before, you already postponed for the Songkran festival, right? So maybe this is just a suggestion. We have another festival also that will happen on November. So probably the Loy Krathong Festival. So probably you can add up that one also for for your
Yes,
next for the year end.
definitely. We get updated on the events, considering, the volume of customers it would move, etc. And we definitely highlight this kind of events in our website. So why not? And I do hope that by November, people will already start traveling again. So
Okay. So maybe I will continue for the next one. Okay. This one is, does ticket.com have specific criteria to embrace partners or private sectors in Thailand?
I'm not too sure if I understand the question. So you mean to embrace partners, like to engage with partners, hotel partners, or?
I think this one is maybe like maybe if they would like to become like one of your partners, maybe what kind of criteria that they need to mention to you. I mean, if they would like to become one of the partner of ticket.com, I think maybe the question feels like that.
Well, I can speak from my business unit, which is accommodation. In our case, there's actually no specific criteria. Since our customer profile is very different, again, we can get solo travelers, we can get families, we can get people with a lower budget, we can get people with a higher budget. We want to offer as many options as possible for our customers, and therefore we welcome all kinds of partners to work with us. There's actually no specific criteria. Of course, now again with the new normal, there's all this Ticket Clean and all that. We try to work on that as well, and we need to make sure that properties are proper like they comply with certain security measures, with cleanliness, etc. Of course, we don't want to offer a bad experience to the customer, right? So, but in general, we do not filter, we do not like deny, like hotels to work with us.
So
For the
actually, like
private,
all.
sorry.
So actually, it's open for all, right? I mean, there is no specific criteria if they would like to become your partners.
Yes, correct. Because it's not up to us to choose. Like it's actually the customer who chooses where to stay. So we just want to offer the biggest range possible.
Okay. So actually, okay. Now I will continue for the next questions because we still have
Mm.
time. Uh, what do you think of activities that Indonesian traveler will seek the most when they travel to Thailand after COVID-19?
Hmm. Again, I'm not sure if these are considered activities per se.
Mm-hmm.
But eating is one of the main activities, and definitely shopping again. Um, Also, for example, if they go to a beach destination, for example, they might try to find water sports, a little bit of contact with nature.
Mm,
This is also something that they will look for in Thailand. Probably not so much like landmarks visits, etc. Yes, they might go to like the most important, I don't know, temple,
mm-hmm.
or like river, but they are I think they are looking more for experiences
Okay.
rather than like visiting
Attractions
places
like that,
first.
right?
Just exactly like visiting attractions. Of course they will, because they also they can take a photo and then post it on social media. Hey, I'm here, I've been in Thailand. But they are more into experiences. So
Mm.
therefore, like shopping, food, water sports, nature, outdoor, this would be the main, yeah,
So it's like
activities.
as mentioned by Miss Pauline before, yeah. So the outdoor activities and also nature destination will become more popular after this COVID-19.
Yes, we believe so. We
Yeah.
believe so.
Okay. Well, I think we will choose another last questions
Sure.
because we're running out of time. So let's see. Okay. The last question will be, what kind of reviews that Indonesian travelers will seek on social media or digital platform after COVID-19?
Hmm. Yes, again, they will definitely focus on cleanliness, hygiene, like all the processes during their stay. This has become 360 the main concern of Indonesian customers, right? So it's safety on the country, it's hygiene, cleanliness in the hotel or in the accommodation, etc. That would definitely be one of them. And we would like to mention also flexibility, because for example, during this pandemic, especially at the beginning,
Mhm.
uh, of course, many customers had to either cancel or modify their destinations because of they couldn't travel.
Yes.
So especially those hotels who were very flexible, understandable, about the flexibility of canceling or modifying the rates, the bookings,
Mhm.
were also higher considered. Therefore, if of course we understand that a hotel will definitely want to secure business, but at the same time we are all on the same boat, and we need to help each other. So flexibility in this case would be, yeah, a good thing to consider as well.
So it will become one of the concern point, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think this will be the end of the second sessions. Is there anything else you wanted to cover, Mrs. Sarah?
Thank you so much. I think that will be all from me. Thanks.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mrs. Sarah, for being with us today. So
Thank you.
everyone, this will be the end of today's sessions. Then the next sessions will happen this afternoon at 3 p.m. GMT plus 7 with topic about the Scandinavian Market Insight by TAT Stockholm. You can reserve your seat now by registering for the next sessions by clicking on the blue TAT event logo on the top left of your screen, or visit TAT webinar site at tourismthailand.org/webinar. Last but not least, we appreciate your feedback and suggestion by filling in our short questionnaires. Its icon located next to the Q&A, and then these TAT webinar sessions are recorded and available on the TAT webinar homepage in the past event sections. You can use the same access code you used to join this webinar today to watch the replay. And then you can also download the presentation slide below the screen. Thank you for all audience and partners. We appreciate you being with us today. However good or bad situation is, it will change. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, then it's not the end. Stay safe and keep good vibe only. Goodbye and thank you.